Welcome back to episode 61 of the Purple Rain podcast. Got a very good, probably controversial episode come on the way. Like, I know for a fact we're going to definitely get a little bit of some comparisons, some talking points. But before we get into all of that, we can, you can actually, what was that latest Instagram post? I mean, I'm going to let you announce it. I mean, it's a pretty big news for us.
Pretty big news for the Purple Rain podcast. The Purple Rain podcast is actually now available on multiple podcast streaming websites and platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Pretty much wherever you probably get your podcast, you can find the Purple Rain podcast now. So the inaugural episode on the podcast streaming platforms was our Patrick Queen episode. So a couple episodes back, episode 56. And every episode since then, starting today with this episode, will be uploaded to all of those streaming platforms. So make sure you guys go ahead and check us out on there. If you don't always get the opportunity to listen or watch the Purple Rain podcast on YouTube, now is the perfect opportunity to just kind of passively listen to it while you're on your way to work, at school, doing whatever, So make sure you guys check us out. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter or Instagram. This guy over here, you can follow him, SimplyAS10, on Twitter at SimplyAS10 or on Instagram at SimplyAS10.prod.
Yes. And you can find this guy on Twitter and Instagram. Same thing, much easier at Sutton Def. I mean, it's really that simple. That's all you got to do. Honestly.
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well, because we're both pretty active on there nowadays, I would say. Yeah. I see Alex on there quite a bit, whether he's talking about football, whether he's doing Simply AS10 stuff for his channel, whether he's talking about soccer, a lot of different things. So,
Yes.
Make sure you guys give us a follow. Let's see. We got our guys here in the chat. The Rain Gang is in full effect tonight, per usual. Let's see. Kayla Sports in the house says, "What's up, gang?" What's up, Kayla? How you doing tonight, man? Cam Neal in the house says, "Rain Gang, what's good? What's good?" Darius the official Rain Gang. What's up, Darius? How you doing tonight, man? Let's see who else we have in here. Pix3X TV. Yo, what's good, man? Kareem Shebeka is also in the house. Let's see.
Right, sprinkling in right now. It's all good. We're earlier tonight. We're usually around 8:00, but we're on at 7. Make it easier.
A little easier, a little earlier tonight. Beckett Mesco in the building says, "What up, boys? What up, Beckett? Beckett, how you doing tonight, man?" Christopher Swain, another Purple Rain pioneer, says, "What's up, Rain Gang? How you doing, man? Appreciate you for coming through." Void in the house. Shout out to Void, Taquan Christian. Yo, what's up, Rain Gang? And Alex and Sutton. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And like the video while you're here. Give a nice little like. So real quick, I mean, we're going to rank our top 10 quarterbacks, but let's just talk about, maybe some honorable mentions for first. I mean, I know this is a top 10. So who do you have, just honorable mention, just missed the cut. Just missed it.
Honorable mentions. I mean, for me, it was definitely going to be, and we talked about this before we went live, but my main honorable mention is going to be Justin Herbert. Another one would have been Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield as well. But what about you?
For me, I'm going to go Matt Ryan, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, all four of them. I was like, for my final two spots, I was like punching myself on who gets the 9 and the 10. And they just missed out, unfortunately.
Yeah, 9 and 10 was pretty hard for me. 8 through 10 was actually pretty hard for me.
Yeah, and like I said, this is like going into 2021. This isn't right now. This is like, how we think they're going to do. And which is also, we have to like think about that too. So yeah, I'm ready for this. I think we're going to shock you with some of our selections.
Yeah, so like my guy Alex just said, these are season projections for what we think are the top 10 quarterbacks going into the 2021 season. So you guys just follow along with us here. I think we're going to start at number 1 and work our way to number 10 because you can kind of get the obvious ones out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Should we do that?
I'm very cool with that because I'm
very
with
cool
that.
with that.
I like that.
All right, cool. Real quick before we get started, make sure you guys in the live chat are following along. Make sure you let us know if you agree, disagree with where we're placing these different quarterbacks. If you're not watching the live stream right now and you are part of the hashtag replay gang, big shout out to you. Make sure you leave a hashtag replay gang in the comment section down below and let us know if you do agree or disagree with everything or anything that we're saying here tonight. Also, before we get started, we have our first super chat donation coming in from MMA Ravens. Coming out hot. Thank you so much.
None of that small stuff. We're coming big.
We appreciate you, man. He says, hashtag PRP finally caught a live podcast. Thank you for coming through, man.
Glad you're here.
Absolutely. We are glad you're here. So All right, let's see. We also got our guy Click One in the building. Says, "What's up, Rain Gang?
So
My
click
bad for
one.
missing the past few episodes. I was in Mexico. Hey, how was
How
that?
was it?
Let
Let
us
us know
know."
how it was.
Absolutely.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Also, Mod K Dog in the house too says, "What's good, Rain Gang family on this Friday Eve? What's up, K Dog? How you doing?
And I'm a
Hope you're
real quick
doing well."
disclaimer for mine. I don't have Deshaun Watson in my top 10. I know you do. He's not in
Mm,
mine. So just a
okay.
disclaimer. Get out
Okay.
of the way.
Cool. Mod Rush also in the building. What up, Rush?
What is up, Rush?
All
Okay.
right, so let's go ahead and get started. Number one, top 10 quarterbacks in the league. Who do we have? Who do we have number
Yeah.
one? I can just let you know right now, I've got Patrick Mahomes. You?
Okay. I have Aaron Rodgers, the reigning, defending
Hmm.
MVP. What's up? What made you pick Mahomes?
See, here's what made me pick Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers. And I thought long and hard about this one, Alex. I really did. When it really comes down to it, going forward, we see what Patrick Mahomes is willing to do to win a football game. So we see him dropping back 15 yards and bombing it to Tyreek Hill in the Super Bowl to win the game or to put them in position to win the game. We see him running, what was it, a 30 or almost 40-yard touchdown against the Titans in the AFC
Yeah,
Championship game and getting banged around when Aaron Rodgers didn't even want to run it in from 5 yards out to get to the
I
Super Bowl.
got
I
you.
mean, hey, you know what I mean? I think that Mahomes just does what it takes to win a little bit more. Plus, he can make all the throws in the book. He's very dynamic. He can move the pocket. He checks off all the boxes. So for that reason, and he's got the better nucleus of weapons. He's got the speedy receiver. He's got the great tight end, and the running game is on the come up as well. So for that reason, I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes at number one over Aaron Rodgers.
I got you. So for me, I
Yeah.
have Rodgers. This past season, MVP year, 48
Mm,
touchdowns, first in passer rating, first in completion percentage, first in
mm,
QBR, first in completions per touchdown. Every 7.75 completions, Aaron Rodgers threw a touchdown. And just looking at the next year, I mean, they brought everybody back. That offense is stacked. They drafted Amari Rodgers, and they drafted 3 offensive linemen. 3. So they're trying to protect Rodgers. I mean, I don't know if he'll be back, but I think going into next year, I just have to have Rodgers at 1. I mean, what he did last year was insane. A 70.7% completion percentage and 121.5 passer rating. Next person closest is Watson with a 112.4. So what he
mm.
did last year, I expect him to turn it up next year because he's going to get another Super Bowl or at least be in one before he retires. So, and I see what KLA Sports said that Mahomes and Rodgers are interchangeable. They are. Like it's 1 and 2. Like if that's not your 1 and 2, then I don't know what your list is, but it's either way.
Well, do you really think that Aaron Rodgers is destined for another Super Bowl in Green Bay? I think this is kind of like his last year before he's just kind of like, all right, let me just leave the Packers, go do Jeopardy, go to another team maybe, and let Jordan Love take over the franchise. I don't think that he's putting his pedal to the metal this season to go win a ring, in his last
I don't
hoorah with
know.
Green Bay. I don't see it, man.
He's just quiet. We don't know. Like I respect that with him. We don't know what his next
Yeah,
move is, so you gotta
you're
love
right.
it with Rodgers. Low key
You're
guy.
right. Let's see what else you guys are saying here in the chat about that number one spot. Andre Mir says, "What's up, Purple Rain Gang? What's up, Andre? How you doing tonight?" Gerald Lawson in the house. What's up, Gerald?
Oh,
Thank you for coming through. Says, "What up, Ravens Nation? How you doing tonight, Gerald? Appreciate you for coming through
that's
the stream, as always." Let's see. Donovan Sales Senior says Patrick Mahomes is number one. I saw somebody else said somebody with Patrick Mahomes is number one as well. KLA Sports also agrees. Says Mahomes is one. Has Rodgers at two. Um, yeah, let's see. Click one says Mahomes is one, and it isn't even
Oh,
close, guys. I'm
it's close.
sorry.
Okay, if we're
Ooh,
talking about next year too with Mahomes, like my other thing is I don't know about the line. I have questions about that line right now. Like he has a
yeah.
whole new line. He lost Watkins, and outside of Tyreek and Kelsey, what did those receivers do in the Super Bowl? I'm worried about that. Like I know that they'll find a way to make it work, but he's still going to be a top 2 quarterback. That's my only questions with it. The
Yeah.
line, and then who else is going to be there with Tyreek? Because Hardman and was it Pringle? They had drops in Super Bowl. Like nobody showed up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that is a fair point to make with that offensive line, but I just think that with all of the moves that they are making, just that defense is getting better and better. I think that the offense for the Chiefs, they just have to continue to innovate, and I think that will definitely happen with Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid still at the helm. They'll come up with new things and just throw something new at the NFL next season. And for that reason, I see them dominating in the fashion that they did the last 3 seasons actually. So I've still got Mahomes at 1. TTB Ravens Media says, "Hey, are y'all forgetting about Trace McSorley?"
It was close. I wanted to put Joe Flacco at 1. I was very close to putting
Right.
Flacco up there. He
I
just
wanted to
missed
put
out.
Joe Flacco in this little graphic that you guys see down there. I wanted to add him in there right next to Mahomes and Lamar. I was gonna do it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to be that biased. Boz in the house says, "Yo, what's up, Rain Gang? Alex and
What is
Sutton,
up?
how you doing, man? Mod Boz in the building. Let's get to number 2 though. Number
Okay.
2.
Yeah, mine's
So
Mahomes.
yeah,
Mine's
so
Mahomes.
I've got Aaron Rodgers. Not really too much to say here. Like we said, they're pretty much interchangeable. So we'll just go ahead and go to number 3 now. My number 3 is going to be Deshaun Watson. It's going to be Deshaun Watson, guys. And I know Alex is not keeping
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson on his list because we just don't know for sure, for certain, what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson going into this next season. But if he were to play, going off of like what he did last year and just kind of like where he's trending,
And what he did
Deshaun Watson
with who he did it with,
and
literally,
who
like
he did it with. I
it
mean,
was just
we're
Brandon Cooks,
talking Brandon Cooks, we're talking Kiki Kuti, we're talking Will Fuller, who missed a third of the season.
Darren
You know,
Fells.
Darren Fells. I mean, a guy like Deshaun Watson, he was 10th in passing attempts, but first in passing yards. So just that alone should go to show like he's definitely up there, a top 3 QB, like we were saying before. If he does play, I definitely think he will. And he checks off all the boxes, right? Like he can move the pocket, he can do the play action, he can make every throw in the book. He has touch on a lot of his passes, like, and he can actually run too. He can run. Of course, he's not on the level of a Lamar Jackson, but he can definitely run. So
He's kind of like if you
yeah,
mix Mahomes and Jackson, like Lamar together, like that's kind of like what Watson is, but not like at that top tier. Not like
yeah,
that just like unbeatable guy, but he's like a mixture of both of them. So
right, yeah,
I mean, if I had him on
uh,
mine, he'd definitely be top 3, top 4. So
yeah, yep. So and who did you have at number 3 again?
so for my 3, Tom Brady. Really
Mm.
no question. They brought back literally everybody, the Buccaneers, and he was second in passing yards on 20+ yard throws last year. Like I thought he was just dumping the ball off a lot. I didn't realize he actually threw that much, like down the field.
No,
So
yeah,
that right there, I mean, I gotta put him top 3. It was hard to put him there, but it's like what he does and what he's gonna keep on doing. He's gonna consistently play at a high level. The NFC South is theirs to lose. I mean, come on. I mean, what team's gonna challenge them in that division right now? None of
yeah,
them. So I gotta put him at number 3.
yeah. So you have Brady at number 3. Let's see. I kind of agree with that. Let's see. Andre Mears 86 says we got to stop ranking Deshaun Watson ahead of Lamar Jackson.
I actually saw
Ooh.
something. They said how how Lamar can never beat Mahomes. How about Watson can't beat Lamar?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. I
But
mean, the
Deshaun
2 times we
Watson,
played them, they haven't even been 41-7 and what 30-13, 30-17. Like it wasn't close.
yeah, I mean, but like I said, I think the stat that he's 10th in passing attempts, but first in passing yards, it really does say something
Yeah,
with the receiving core that he has. It's like Deshaun Watson, he's really out there dealing, wheeling and
yeah,
dealing, doing
yeah.
whatever it takes.
Gets kicked in
So
the
that's
eye, still
why,
scores a touchdown.
right. So, that's why I've got Deshaun Watson. You put him on a better team, he's Super
If
Bowl,
you put him on the Broncos, I think you can talk about them as AFC Championship
Super Bowl.
contenders.
Yeah,
I'm
contenders,
like a
legit
super, yeah,
contenders.
definitely, yeah, contenders.
So, yeah, we'll move on to number 4 here. Number 4 that we have on the list, Devon Johnson says hashtag Rain Gang. Shout out to you, Devon Johnson. Thank you for joining the stream. Make sure you guys like the video. If you have not already, like the video. It helps us out a ton here at the Purple Rain Podcast. And if you didn't hear before, we are now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts as well. This is episode 61 of the Purple Rain Podcast. So number 4, Alex. For me, I have Tom Brady at number 4. You had him at 3. I have him at 4. I think the biggest thing, at first I was thinking it was just the intangibles, right? Brady brings all the intangibles to the quarterback position, the leadership, the fire, the fieriness that you need from a quarterback. But he also still puts up the stats in his old age. What is he, 43 going on 44 now?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's 43 going on 44,
Yeah.
and he passed the ball over 20 yards 63 times in 2020.
That's crazy.
63 times. That's insane. He's not one of these noodle-armed old men, aka Phillip Rivers, aka Ben Roethlisberger, aka Drew Brees, you know what I mean,
Yes.
who aren't really pushing the
Noodle
ball
arm.
down the field. Tom Brady is actually still pushing the ball down the field. Oh, yeah, and winning Super Bowls at his age. So for that reason,
And
I definitely have him number 4.
at that age, 102.2 passer rating.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah. Oh,
damn
yeah.
impressive. Yeah.
Right.
For
And
me, my 4. Oh, you keep still going?
Oh, no, I just have one more thing to say. KLA Sports
Okay.
brought up a good point here. It says Brady is an ageless wonder, and he has the entire team returning. Yeah, like you said before, man. Team's
And
coming back, so.
this year too, like they got Giovanni Bernard. You have Leonard
Yeah.
Fournette. You have Keyshawn Vaughn. They actually might have
Yeah.
a running game this year. So that might take more pressure off his arm, and which we might see him another year because he won't be throwing it
Yeah.
as much as he was last year, which is actually crazy.
Yeah.
For my number 4, the guy who he's gotta let him cook, Russell Wilson.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was kind
Wow.
of about this, but I thought about it. The team did draft receivers and line. They got that Lockett extension down. You know who's going to have. He is DK Lockett. And he had a 99.9 grade on 20-plus yard throws. Tied with Mahomes. No, tied with Rodgers and Brady. And he has, in his career, 214 big-time throws. Nasty. I mean, this NFC West, he needs to be a top 4 quarterback for them to win it because they actually have some competition. Niners are strong, Rams are strong, Cardinals are strong. So I got him as number 4. I think he's gonna have a breakout year, and just kind of be like show Pete Carroll like I'm the leader of this team, or he can just he had that list of teams you want to get traded to. But I got Russell Wilson at 4.
Yeah, Alex, you have some explaining to do.
Okay.
That is for sure. Russell Wilson at number 4. That's very interesting to me. Real quick, we have our guy Ramey in the building. Big shout out to Ramey. Thank you for joining the stream tonight, my man. Appreciate you. Let's see. Donovan Sales Sr. says number 5 will be Russell Wilson for him.
Okay.
And Pix3X TV says he's got Russ at 6. I've got Russ a little bit down the line, guys. I'm not going to lie. I got him a little bit down the line. And, it's just because I think going forward with that team, they need to let Russ cook. But I think Pete Carroll has the biggest problem with that.
Yeah, it's coaching. It's not the quarterback. I think it's coaching on that.
Yeah, and for that, I think they might continue to kind of butt heads a little bit. It might spill over into next season. And for that reason, Russ might not perform to top 4 status, at least to me.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm expecting a big year from the Seahawks. I think this is a year where they're gonna they're not a powerhouse in NFC anymore. I think they're not even right now. Are they a top 3 team? I mean, you have the Bucks, you have the Packers. I see people put the Rams in there now too. So the Seahawks, they have a lot of explaining to do. When he's lost 4 of his last 5 postseason games, that's not acceptable for him. So we'll see about this upcoming year. But I think he's gonna have a big year.
That we will. Going to take a quick little break here to give a big shout out to our guy Gerald, as usual, coming through with a super chat donation, a super duper chat donation from the logo per usual, man. We appreciate you, Gerald.
Wow.
Says simply AS10, what's up? I will message you later as to why I believe the Ravens will win over Kansas City this season.
You've brought this up the past 3 or 4 episodes, I think. I'm sticking with it. I don't know. I still got us losing in week 2. But let me know. Yeah. I'm open. I'm all ears. I'm open.
Yeah, convince him, Joe. Convince him.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right. But thank you so much, Joe, for your donation. We appreciate you each and every time. So we're going to go ahead and move on here to number 5. Number 5 on the list of top 10 quarterbacks. So for those of you guys who are just joining us, let's just run through who we've got so far. I'll run through my top 4. So I had number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, Deshaun Watson. Number 4, Tom Brady. Who are your top 4?
So I have 1, Aaron Rodgers, 2, Patrick Mahomes, 3, Tom Brady, and 4, Russell Wilson. No Deshaun Watson on mine.
Okay. All right. So number 5. This is where I have Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I've got Lamar at 5, man. I do. I really do. And for just basically his X factor ability and just the sheer fact that he is the most impactful player on the field, on the Ravens, and on the field, just in general, whatever football game he's playing in, whenever he's on the field, he's the most impactful, most valuable player, just hands down. Now, of course, he has things to work on with accuracy and consistency being accurate. But Listen, man, the kid's won 80% of his games so far.
Yeah,
And we saw his best season come in 2019 when he had what? A good O-line. Not even a nasty
yeah,
receiving core, but just a solid O-line. He's going to get that back this season. A lot more stable O-line than he had last season. And he's going to get a new and improved receiving core. And new and improved coaches as well. So I think for all of those reasons, Lamar Jackson is primed for a big year. He might even project higher than this. He might finish top 3, top 2. I'm not sure. Maybe I sound like a homer right now. Devon Johnson says I sound like a homer, but I really do have Lamar Jackson as top 5 QBs in the league, man, just because of his impact. We're not valuing
yeah,
winning enough, guys. He wins and he has a huge impact on football games.
yeah.
I got him at number 5.
Oh boy, I am ready to get killed right now. I have Josh Allen at 5. Go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead. Go
see,
ahead. Go
there you
ahead.
go.
I took all feelings out of this. This was so hard to
Okay.
do. Here's why. All right. As a career, Lamar has a better career. But as of going into 2021, I have Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. Better passer rating last year, better completion percentage last year, better QBR, all than Lamar Jackson last year. Okay. And he has, been built around. He has an all-pro receiver in Diggs, an all-pro second team in Cole Beasley, John Brown, Dawson Knox. Top O-line. That O-line is exactly the same from last year. Yeah, that's why I have him. Gonna leave it at that. And to be honest, he wins in the playoffs. I'm sorry. That's a Bills team, but right now I have him one spot above Lamar. Lamar is my next pick
Okay.
for 6. But yeah, I have him. It was really, really close, but I got Josh Allen at 5.
Yeah, I mean, I feel what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Devon Johnson says he agrees. Tanja Bowman can't believe it. She says, "Wow."
You gotta
I'm in the
you gotta
same
take the
boat,
heart out of
Tanja.
it. You gotta just take your heart out of it. It was hard
Alex,
for me to
I'm
do. It's
taking
very
the heart.
close.
I'm taking the heart out of it. I really am. But it's like, who is more impactful as a football player, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson? Who will impact
Allen can
games
run
more
too.
often?
Allen can rest my thing. That the running, it was very, very close. Very close. And
But Josh Allen's running is not going to get you out of a pinch. It's not going to get you out of a busted play and turn a busted play into a touchdown. It's just
it
not.
worked against the Texans in 2019. He fumbled, but it worked. It went out of bounds. He got lucky there. I don't know, but I gotta have Allen above him.
What does Josh Allen do better than Lamar Jackson?
That deep ball. I'm sorry, that deep, and he overthrows it. But
I
also,
better say we saw him miss 2 deep
he is
balls against us in the playoffs.
everybody missed him. Tyler Huntley, it was the win too. Also, he has a better offensive coordinator.
Hey,
See what
man,
happens when the Bills when your team let go of Greg Roman. Yeah. So
all right. Respect. Let's see what else we have from you guys in here. See if you guys agree or disagree with Alex.
I'm expecting it. I mean, it's sometimes you don't want to hear it, but it's yeah.
So the April 123 says Lamar over Allen. Lamar led the league in passing touchdowns with Hollywood at wide receiver 1. Allen's big jump came from Stephon Diggs.
I mean, that year we got embarrassed in the playoffs. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I mean, yeah, but was that
we're talking
really
about
so much?
Going into 2021. We're not talking about 2019 to 2021.
Yeah, I feel it. I understand. I got you. I just feel like with everything that Lamar has gotten, we're primed to see at least 2019
I
form
fully expect
offense,
Lamar to be a top 3 quarterback at the end of next season. But this is going in.
But going in though, okay.
Yeah,
I
going in.
understand.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, let's see. So Jabari Cruz Ellis coming in with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Simply AS10, shame. At Lamar's best, Josh Allen cannot even come close. Also, last year, Josh Allen did not make the Super Bowl either. Stop the cap.
He's been further than Lamar. Lamar hasn't made that's not Lamar's fault. Not getting the AFC Championship. It's his team. It's a team, but come on now.
Yeah. Bruh says Lamar is better, but Josh Allen is in a better situation.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see if you guys are trashing Alex. Some of you guys should be trashing Alex here because he's tripping for this Josh Allen take. All this Josh Allen mess here. He's just not. You can say like you told me the one thing that he does better than Lamar Jackson is the deep ball.
Yeah.
and that's why you're putting him
Oh
above.
no, I'm putting him just
But it's
because
more so O
just all
line.
around. No, better pass rating, better completion percentage, and better QBR. The only thing Lamar is better that I saw was he was more efficient.
Hmm,
But just I was thinking about as a whole how last season ended. I trust the Bills coaching more than I trust the Ravens coaching as well. That's a big thing too.
really,
I mean, I really can't trust Greg Roman.
you can't
Like
trust Greg Roman.
they have faith in Josh Allen. Can you confidently say that the Ravens coaching has faith in Lamar Jackson? They let him do things how he wants to, because they don't. They don't let him call his own plays. They don't let him do that. They will let Josh Allen take over a game and do it, which is like that's
Hmm,
holding Lamar Jackson back. And this isn't a knock on Lamar. It's a knock on the Ravens coaching. I think that's our biggest issue is coaching, coaching, coaching. So that's why I have him above him too.
yeah. I can see that. I can see that as well. I think Lamar Jackson, he's primed to have definitely a better year, a more productive year than
Yeah,
Josh Allen for multiple different reasons, man. Like I
yeah,
said, in 2019, he was arguably the best quarterback in the league, and all he needed was a good offensive line. And now that he's
yeah,
getting that back, he's getting, like I said before, a new and improved wide receiving core. On top of the fact that we have new coaches, there seems to be new schemes being implemented with
I
him,
hope so.
playing under center. Speaking of Lamar Jackson playing under center, I want to talk about that for a second. Nobody's really talking about the fact that him playing under center opens up the opportunity for him to utilize the hard count a lot more and draw defenses off sides, which equals free yards for us. And when you give the
Yeah.
Ravens free yards, oh yeah, it's over. There's nothing
Yeah.
you can do. You give us a shorter field. So, be on the lookout
And
for that too.
if we're doing a redraft, I'm putting Lamar Jackson. I'm taking him before Allen. Let me just clarify
Mm,
that right now. If you say start a team with either Lamar or Allen, I'm taking Lamar. But
yeah.
like I said, I mean, we don't utilize his strengths enough. I think that's
Yeah.
my biggest knock, man. Like our coaching needs to just stop just babying him. Do you feel that way with the coaching? Like we haven't seen a side of Lamar Jackson yet. Like
Yeah, I
there's
definitely
something
feel like
else to be unleashed.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's training wheels on this offense, and there has been for the past couple of seasons. But now this is the year, and I think I said this a couple weeks ago on an episode of this show. Um, we have to let Lamar loose. He's
Yeah.
going into a contract year soon.
Yep.
We have to see all of what this guy can do. All of
Please.
what he can do before we get ready to kind of throw the house at him.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll leave it there. We'll go ahead and get to our number 6. At number 6, I have Josh Allen. I have Josh Allen right behind Lamar Jackson. I'm assuming you have Lamar Jackson at number
Oh
6. Do
yeah.
you? Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So we
Yeah.
just flip flopped 5 and
We
6.
flip flopped, and
And
I one and two we flip flopped.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, Josh Allen, I'm not saying anything bad about Josh Allen, just like I was like a couple minutes ago. I just think Lamar Jackson going into the season, he is a better quarterback. I think he'll have a better season. But look, Josh Allen he's amazing. I like to refer to him as like a next gen Big Ben.
Yeah.
They're both 6'5", wide frame. Can push the ball down the field, extend the play, that sort of thing. But Josh Allen, he's of course a lot younger, and he
Yeah.
can extend the play a lot better than Ben Roethlisberger does in his older age. But yeah, and he has a solid O line with a starred wide receiver. So going
Yeah.
forward, and then also a very, very solid coaching staff as well. That's just a recipe for success. You can see how successful they've been so far. So as long as Josh Allen can continue to not make mistakes, and Diggs can continue to perform at the level that he does, I think that the Bills will be just fine, and Josh Allen will have yet another productive season. We do have another super chat donation coming in from Jabari Cruz Ellis again. Thank you so much, man. Says, just to let you know, it's all love. Simply
Always
AS10.
love.
Agree with you on the coaching. The improved receiving core and the better O line is going to make Lamar go.
Agreed. It's all love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been saying the biggest issue with this team has never been the receiver. It's always the coaching, whether it be
Yeah.
David Culley, whether it be Marty Morning, whether it be Greg Roman. Like that's the issue. And if you're not from Baltimore, not a true Ravens fan, you don't know that. So, but
Yeah.
thank you. It's all love.
Yeah. So you have Lamar at 6. I have Josh Allen at 6.
Yeah.
We'll move on to number 7. Number 7 for me is Russell Wilson. Russell
Okay.
Wilson is clocking in at number
Okay.
7 for me. Yeah, and
Okay.
I think you had Wilson at 4, right?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
you had Wilson at 4.
I have Dak Prescott at 7.
Really? Okay.
See, I've seen so
Okay.
many of these top tens putting him above Lamar. You cannot do that. I don't think you can put Prescott 7. I mean, Prescott above Lamar. I don't think you can do
Above
that.
Lamar? No,
No, no, no, no. I mean,
absolutely not.
last year, I expect him to be top 5 with those weapons. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup.
Yeah,
You would
you would
expect that.
expect him to, right? But somehow the Cowboys always find a way to shoot themselves in the foot.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh
and that's
yeah.
kind of like the entertainment of watching the Cowboys. Like they always have a stacked roster, but something wonky is always going to happen to kind of knock them off their high horse, which is
And
fun.
waiting for Skip
But
Bayless to just like implode with Shannon Sharp
yeah,
on TV. That's the best.
right. But no, I mean, I have Russell Wilson at number 7. I mean, he was tied for the second most touchdown passes in the league last season, tied with Tom Brady. Goes to show how great Brady still is. But
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, I mean, he, like you said before, let Russ cook. You got to let Russ cook. But I do think that in Seattle, it's kind of hard for him to do that sometimes, especially like later on in the season as the season wears on. Pete Carroll kind of wants to do things his way in the colder months, run the ball, not really, put the ball into Russell Wilson's hands quite as much, which, doesn't make any sense to me because Russell Wilson is a generational talent for sure. But I've got Russell Wilson at 7 going into the 2021 season.
So I mean,
And
and
you, yeah,
they act like they have Marshawn Lynch back there, so you can't put it.
right.
Chris Carson is no Marshawn Lynch, so I don't know what
Yeah,
Pete Carroll's thinking about sometimes.
right. All right. So you have Dak at 7. I had Russell Wilson at 7.
Yeah.
I have Dak at 8. I
Okay.
have Dak Prescott at 8. So we're kind of close here.
This one might shock people for my 8. Our favorite quarterback, Ryan Tannehill. I have him at 8.
Tanny.
I
Okay.
think the addition of Julio, and I actually didn't know this, he had a higher quarterback rating than Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, and Russell Wilson.
Hmm.
My only thing to think about this is that he didn't pass it as much because, it's a steady dosage of Derrick Henry. And I'm also
Yeah.
looking, they lost Johnny Smith, but they rarely use tight ends. But I mean, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, I mean, Tannehill, there's really no excuses. You got to win the AFC South. If you don't, shame on you. So I would expect him, and Mike Vrabel is a really good coach. I think he can have a really good year. I'm not expecting bolstering stats, but I'm expecting a solid year.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's fair for sure. I mean, I have Dak Prescott at number 8 because the O line is healthier. And of course, they also have that star studded offense. Like you said,
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott, and those guys over there. With all of those weapons, there's no reason why Dak Prescott should be anywhere underneath 8 or 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
When it's all said and done, like he should be top 10 for sure and well into the top 10 with all those weapons. But like we said before, Dallas is Dallas. That's why I do have him ranked this low. Dak Prescott is not a bad quarterback. He's not a
No.
bad quarterback. Now, do I question some of his decision making down the stretch? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do for sure. But yeah,
I
I
mean,
have him at 8.
I think it's a fair assessment. Dak and Tannehill are in the same boat. Like, there's no excuses to not win your division for both of them. I mean, looking at
Yeah.
the Cowboys, you have to win the NFC East. Who really? I mean, Washington, but is Fitzpatrick going to do
Right,
it? I
they're
mean,
banking on their Washington's banking on their defense. Their offense is still kind of shaky. They don't have a solidified quarterback. The Giants are the Giants. Saquon is
yeah,
hurt every other season, and we still don't know about Daniel Jones yet. We're giving him till Thanksgiving. The jury's still out on him, remember? And then also the Eagles are the Eagles right now. They're still kind of figuring out what they
the
want to do at
transition
quarterback.
period.
Exactly, transition period. So there, like you said, there's no excuse for Dallas to not win their division, the NFC East.
I mean, the
But
defense is still suspect, but they did go out and sign some players. They have a new defensive coordinator, and Dan Quinn, the former Falcons head coach. So if
yeah,
they don't
and they
make,
dedicated their entire draft to defense.
if you don't make the playoffs right now, it's a bust for you. And you're paying Dak 41 mil, I believe,
Yeah.
around that. Yeah, come on now.
No. And that's another good reason why we're probably going to see a lot more of the quote unquote Dak attack this season because they did just pay him a whole boatload of money, which means that they're definitely going to be utilizing him for sure. They're definitely
Yeah.
going to be utilizing him. So let's see. Moving right along here. Pix3X TV says only 8 likes. Come on, guys, we can do better. Come on, guys, like the
Oh,
video.
come on now,
Like the
like it.
video. Let's get that like count up.
So number 9, I'm just gonna go real quick because you don't have this person on your list, but I have Justin Herbert, the reigning offensive rookie of the year. This one was hard. I kind of wanted to give this spot to maybe like a Kyler, to a Matt Ryan, to a Mayfield, but I thought about it. Last year, he wasn't the starter. He didn't think he was going to be the starter. He didn't have a real offseason. He
Yeah.
came in week 2 and he just lit it up. He has Keenan Allen coming back. He has Mike Williams. They lost Hunter Henry, but I have a lot of faith in Herbie. So I got him as number 9. I think he's going to do great things. And he's not going to have the year he had last year, but I expect just less turnovers, less just mistakes, and more balling out. And I think it's time for them to maybe hit the 500, close to that record, like a 9-8 or 8-9 around there. And then hopefully next year, the 2022 season, maybe a playoff push. So I got Herbert at 9.
Herbert at 9. I mean, that's fair. I definitely like that. Like you said, I did leave Herbert off of my list.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave him as honorable mention. I still do want to see, one more season. Like, I want to see him come out strong. If I see him come out strong this coming up season, that's a very good sign for Justin Herbert. But
that was my worry. Like, the year 2, like, we hear about the year 2 leap.
Yeah.
I got faith in Herbert, so that's all. You know what? Let me put him on there.
Put him at number 9. Justin Herbert at number 9 for Simply AS10. Now, for me, at number 9, I had to go ahead and throw Kyler Murray in there.
Yeah.
I had to throw Kyler Murray in there. Kyler Murray, he's like the spoiled little baby who just keeps getting toys, more and more toys. He got D-Hop the other year, and now he's got AJ Green as well. He's also got James Conner now too. And people forget, just last year, Kyler Murray was briefly in the MVP discussion. The Cardinals were like 6-3, so it was like around like week 9, week 10. He was tearing up the league, running all over everyone.
They beat the Seahawks on prime time. That was when DK chased down Buda Baker. They came back and won in overtime. I mean,
right. So I mean, I think Kyler Murray, and of course he did get hurt like later in that season, like basically the second half of the season.
Yeah.
So he didn't perform quite as well, but just healthy Kyler Murray coming back into his third season.
Yeah.
Coming into his third season, I think that he could definitely do some damage. So for that reason, I do have Kyler Murray at number 9. So I have Kyler Murray at number 9. You have Herbie, and at number 10.
I have my eyes on Cliff Kingsbury. I have my eyes on him this year. I mean, you're in a tough division. What do you think is a successful season for Arizona Cardinals? Because I think at playoffs, what you have, I think you got a wild card, 7 teams, got to make one of them.
I think if you're the Cardinals, you just got to win 10 games. You got to win at least 10 games. They went 8-8 last season. This season, if they win 10 games, that means they'll go 10-7. Still not a great season, but you need at least double-digit wins. You got to get closer and closer. It's like us. We got to the divisional round the past 2 years. This year, we got to inch one step ahead. At least the AFC Championship game.
Agreed.
At least.
Agreed.
So yeah. Moving on to number 10, the final spot on the list. This is going to be pretty interesting. Who do you have? Who do you have at number 10? Yeah, you go first.
I kind of want you to go first, but me.
You want me to go first? Or
yeah, let me hear who you have.
Okay, sure. I'll go first. So I have a guy that you already listed. I have Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
I got Tanny 8.
Okay.
I got Tanny at 10. I mean, basically because of the reasons that you said. I mean, hey, look, you put AJ Brown, pair him up with Julio Jones. I mean, that's just going to definitely open up the passing lanes or the running lanes as well. It's going to open up everything.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to stack the box as much as you want to against Derrick Henry.
Sounds familiar.
Does sound familiar, except they got 2 real bona fide X Factor receivers. We know AJ Brown is bona fide X Factor. We saw that for ourselves personally, up close and personal as Ravens fans. Also, we know Julio Jones has been doing it for years too. And Tannehill, contrary to popular belief, he's not a bad quarterback. No. So I definitely think that with those weapons, even if it's in the play action a lot where he's utilizing those guys, he's definitely going to be able to do some damage. So for that reason, I have him at number 10, rounding out my list. But who do you got at 10, man?
Oh, boy. I don't think anybody's seeing this coming. And we're saying going into 2021, my favorite quarterback, Matt Stafford, I have him at number 10. I believe the
Matthew Stafford?
Listen. We're going into 2021. They're calling the Rams Super Bowl contenders. And let me give him a chance. I looked up his stats. 64.2% completion percentage, over 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good. But the expectations have been raised. He has listen. He has Sean McVay. I'm gonna listen to all these the people who know everything. He has a real coach. He has a real team. So you know what? Let me give it to him. I think he's gonna he'll have a good year. Super Bowl contending wise, no. So I think he'll have a top 10 year. But let's just see what McVay can do. So yeah, I went with Matt Stafford.
Interesting. How many games do you think the Rams win with Matt Stafford at quarterback?
I think the defense wins more games than the offense for them, to be honest. I mean, he's 8-67 against teams above 500. Yeah.
And with that being said, how if you're gonna say the defense is gonna win more games than the offense is gonna win, how could you put him above Kyler Murray? Because you know that offense is gonna win games.
I trust Sean McVay. I know I say I'm a golf fan, but Sean McVay made Jared Goff made the NFL believe like he was actually like an elite quarterback. I don't know how he did that, but he did. My only worry with him is I looked it up. Two of his receivers, Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones, they had the highest contested catch rate since 2018. My only worry is like their receivers, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Deshaun Jackson, Van Jefferson, are they going to go up for the ball? That's my biggest worry. But when he did have a competent coach in Jim Caldwell, he did perform with the Lions, as much as I hate to say it. So yeah, I mean it's a lot of expectations for him, but let's see if he can do it.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. So that is actually going to round out our top 10 list, and we'll actually go through one more time and let you guys know who we all picked. So I'll go first. At number 1, I had Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, I had Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, Deshaun Watson. Number 4, Tom Brady. Number 5, Lamar Jackson. Number 6, Josh Allen. Number 7, Russell Wilson. Number 8, Dak Prescott. Number 9, Kyler Murray. And number 10, Ryan Tannehill. That is the top 10 quarterbacks going into the NFL season, according to yours truly, sudden death. Now, Alex, who did you pick?
For me, number 1, Aaron Rodgers. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Tom Brady. Number 4, Russell Wilson. Number 5, Joshua Allen. Number 6, Lamar Jackson. Number 7, Dak Prescott. Number 8, Ryan Tannehill. Number 9, Justin Herbert. And number 10, Matt Stafford. Deshaun Watson will be in my top 5 easily, but I just didn't have him on there. Don't know what's going on.
I'm still mad. I'm still mad that you put Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to let you live that one down, bro. The Rain Gang is not going to let you live that one down.
Listen, it's more on the coaching, not the player. I'm just going to leave it at that. But
I know.
But by the time next year's over, Lamar Jackson will be ahead of Josh Allen. When we do this again next year, he'll be 2 spots ahead of him. I called it. He might be number 1 when he wins the Super Bowl. Leave it at that.
No, I mean, I feel you. Like, I won't even lie. Like, before the 2019 season, I said that Baker Mayfield was a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I did.
I mean, his rookie year, he was really good. He had me believe. I thought the Browns were going to win the division in 2019. I really did.
Yeah. Baker, he's no joke, man. He's actually pretty good. He's a good quarterback.
And I do remember, like, after that game, they beat us 40-25. Like, I'm like, wow, like, we aren't good anymore. Like, this is the Browns division. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, then we win 12 straight.
Rattled off 12 straight. And I went to that game, too, where we lost 40-25. It was sad. Very sad. Lunch break hot take in the building says Rain Gang. What's up, y'all?
Up. And real quick,
sure you check out the channel, too.
I know my guy Sutton did a lot of research before this. So this is all my notes for, like, our top 10. I just have, like, stats and everything. So sheesh. I know we both put a lot into this. So, yeah.
Absolutely,
It's really hard to make these, like, when you think about it. And taking bias out of it, it's hard.
Exactly. Let's see what else we have in here from you guys. Kaylee Sports puts his top 10 in here. It says Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, Allen, Lamar, Wilson, Kyler, Tannehill, Dak, Stafford. Okay, so pretty good list you got there. I like that. I like that.
I had Mahomes at 1. Like, I did it, and like, I just looked at what Rodgers did, and then thinking about it now, like, I probably should have put Mahomes at 1, but for the sake of it.
And Devon Johnson says, well, not Devon Johnson. Andre Mir says, would you guys take Baker or Tannehill?
Oh, that's a good one. Listen, they both have really, really good run games. Both of those. Who is better at dropping back 3 times and handing it off? I mean, you know what? I'm going to go with Tannehill. I think I'm going to, because of what he did, like, he made those throws necessary in 2019. Like, when they went to Foxborough, They beat them. They came into Baltimore. They beat us. Like, he didn't throw a lot, but when he had to make that throw, he made that damn throw.
He made the throw.
So,
Yeah.
and he kept it close with the Chiefs. So I'm gonna go Tannehill.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's tough. It's tough for me. Honestly, I would say going forward, of course, for more longevity, I'm gonna go Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, I would go with Baker only because of the intangibles that you get with him. You know what I mean? Like, he's the type of guy who, like, you're never gonna mentally take him out of a game. He's a fiery quarterback. He's a fiery guy. He wants to win. You can see that on his face. You can see it pretty much everywhere with Baker Mayfield, and he's got the stats to back it up now too. He's actually not. I think he only threw like what 7 or 8 interceptions last season, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Less than Lamar Jackson threw. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm going Baker Mayfield long term over Tannehill, man.
8 interceptions.
Yeah. 8 picks, yeah. And I think Tannehill threw like 7. But yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, we'll go ahead now. We're actually going to transition into some questions. Some questions that we have from the Rain Gang, specifically from our Instagram followers. And if you do not follow us on Instagram already, make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and like the video. Like the video if you have not already as well.
Indeed.
So, like I said, guys, these are going to be some of our questions coming from our Instagram followers at the Purple Rain Podcast on Instagram. The first one's going to come from our guy Zeem Meets World. Says, are we set at pass rusher to move forward without a bona fide starter? Alex, your thoughts?
No, I think I've been saying it. I think we definitely need a vet. I don't know who that may be, but I don't feel comfortable with who we have. If we get a Justin Houston, I'd be comfortable. Or Melvin Ingram, but right now I don't feel comfortable. Do you?
I don't. At least not right now. Now, what I will say is that, like, I wouldn't mind us not signing a Justin Houston and Olivia Vernon, one of those type of guys, a veteran edge rusher presence. I wouldn't mind if I saw some like immediate impact being made by some of our younger guys and some of the guys that we already have. And I'm talking by immediate impact. I mean, like, first 3 to 4 weeks, we're getting sacks, we're getting after the quarterbacks, we're getting pressures, that sort of thing. If we're not, then hey, we need to make one of those midseason moves and get a veteran edge rusher. That's for sure. Kind of like we did with Yannick Ngakoue last season. But
I wish that would have worked out.
Yeah.
I wish it would have worked out.
Me too. But are we set at pass rusher? No. But I think that the Ravens are probably going to fire up this season without bringing in a veteran, at least not before the season starts.
Real quick, speaking of being set at position, can we please not want N'Keal Harry? I know he just requested for a trade, but please no. Don't say Ravens go get him. Please, let's not do this. No, I don't. I saw it. No, we are for the first time. When a receiver is out there in the open, I don't see Ravens fans saying, "Oh, go get him, future Raven." No, please, get it out of here.
We don't need that. Let's see. Juan Gotti says we plan on blitzing guys, not relying on pass rushers to win one-on-ones.
And we've talked about that. We don't like having our $98.5 million shut down, do-it-all corner blitzing a quarterback because that's not his strength. It's punching out balls. It's locking up top receivers. I hate that so much. Or blitzing a safety, and then, we're just exposing the back. Let's get somebody who can get there.
Yeah, we can get somebody who can get there when we're only rushing 4. If we can get that, we'll be good. We'll be good. Speaking of that $98.5 million cornerback, today just happens to be his birthday. Big shout out to Marlon Humphrey. Big happy birthday, Marlon. Man.
We love you.
Yeah, we do.
Your Instagram feed is weird, but we still love you, Marlon.
Oh, man. All right, so let's see. Kayla Sports says, N'Keal Harry is not a bad pickup. Young player with upside, still on a rookie deal, and wouldn't cost much. Worst case scenario, we cut him. And I feel like we've got a couple N'Keal Harrys on the roster already, if you ask me. Guys who James Prochet, are we forgetting about James Prochet? We haven't really gotten.
And also, Duvernay. I mean, they're asking for a 6th round. That's all they can get, I think, is a 6th round pick for a former first rounder. He was the second, I think the second receiver taken. No, he was the third. It was Marquise Brown, Debo Samuel, then N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry
Before
was
DK.
taken, yes, before, and AJ Brown. Think if I am a Patriots fan, I'm just kicking myself right now. Kicking myself.
Me too. Me too. Me too. All right, let's see. Andre Mir says, I was screaming get a vet the past couple months, but I think I would like to see what the young guys can do at pass rusher. Yeah, man. Odafe Owe, Dalen Hayes, Jalen Ferguson, and those boys, man. We'll see what they can do. We'll see
Ferguson
what
needs to
they can
step
do.
up, man. This is it, I think.
Definitely. Pressure's on for him because, like, hey, you've been here a few years. You got to start producing, or else, you got to go. But yeah, go ahead and move on to the next question we have from our Instagram followers. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. The next one, talking about Lamar's contract. This one comes from Ravens578.
Okay.
What do you think about the whole Lamar contract situation? Do you want it to get done sooner or later? How do you feel about his mom representing him? Do you think that's going to hinder, anything in the process? Or how do you feel about the whole Lamar's contract?
I'm not really too worried about it. I think it'll get done. I think we won't hear about it. I think it'll be like, how when you wake up one day and it's like it's done. That's what we're gonna hear. We won't hear like, oh, like they're progressing, they're not progressing. I think one day middle of the season it'll get done, just like Ronnie Stanley, just like Marlon Humphrey.
I agree.
My take on it. I think it's gonna be we'll wake up one day and see Ian Rappaport tweeting about it.
Yeah, that's kind of like the Ravens kind of style of like, doing business like that. They kind of hit you over the head with it out the random.
Yannick Ngakoue last year. I remember I was like doing like schoolwork and I'm like, what? Yeah. And nobody knew.
Yeah. Definitely agreed there for sure. And then in terms of like his mother, representing him as his agent, not really a big deal for you?
No, not really. I think Richard Sherman does his own deals. There's been a couple other people. Hey, more money for them. They don't have to pay agent fees. I'm all for it. Hopefully they both get paid.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see. Moving right along here. So this is also our official Rain Gang Q&A. Our Q&A, yes. So you guys can leave your questions down in the live chat as well. And if you are part of the hashtag Replay Gang, hello, we love you guys just as much. Make sure you guys leave your comments and questions and concerns down below. We'll get to you guys as well. So the next question comes from our guy, Omerta. Omerta410 _J says, taking an in-depth look at our offensive line signings and what we expect from them this coming season. So what do we expect from the O-line this season with all the changes that we've made? So obviously we went out, we got Kevin Zeitler at right guard. We've got Villanueva at right tackle now. We've got Ronnie Stanley coming back at left tackle. There's kind of a battle going on at left guard right now. We've got center. We've got center as right now, who is it? Bozeman. Yep. So what do you think about the O-line, the changes we made, and going forward, what do you think we can expect from them?
I think, left tackle, we got to be patient with Stanley. He's coming back from a serious ankle injury. Right tackle, I'm a little worried about with Villanueva. Hopefully, it's not the blind side he's protecting, which, maybe might be better because Lamar can bail him out like he has bailed out other linemen in the past. With Zeitler, though, I think that's just a great signing all around. I think he's great in the run. He's just going to help us be as we are. Just keep the run game going. And passing-wise, I think he'll be fine. Center Bozeman, I'm confident now with the center for first time since we had Ryan Jensen, I believe. I'm actually confident with that. Then left guard, I think it's between Powers and Cleveland. I think they're just going to see how Phillips can maybe play there, say there were to be injuries, and just be that all-around guy we can bring in in the jumbo package. He'll just do he's eligible and he is blocked for us. But if I were to give my prediction to be Stanley, I want to say Cleveland, Bozeman, Zeitler, and then Villanueva. But right now, I feel pretty good with that. So I'm expecting there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be a bad snap here and there. Hopefully, not from what we've seen. Maybe it's like Lamar picks up, they can do something with it. But I'm expecting a really, really good line this year.
Yeah, what we want more stability, more consistency, and I like the fact that that was the first thing that we kind of focused on. Our first signing in the offseason, our first big signing was the Kevin Zeitler.
Out of nowhere, by the way. Signing. Nobody knew about it.
Exactly, out of nowhere. So we are giving, our offensive line time to kind of mesh, build that chemistry as they will in training camp and some in preseason as well. So by the time that the Ravens hit their stride, barring like injuries, if everybody's healthy, that O line should be firing on all cylinders. But I'd say, week 8, week 9? Isn't that around when the Ravens start to hit their stride really? Around like week 10, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. Yeah. But
It was week
like I said,
5 a couple of years ago. Actually, no.
yeah.
I think the 2019 season we hit our stride. That Seahawks by Patriots that 3 week, that was the stride. That's when we hit it. So
Yeah.
for this year, I hope we hit it before we play the Browns twice. If we got to hit it around that area, because if we can, we beat them twice in 3 weeks. Oh my goodness, I will not shut up.
Oh yeah, Browns fans, they might as well just all deactivate their accounts for sure, because it's not going to be pretty. All right, let's see. Moving along here.
Can you bring up K-Dog's comment real quick about Zeitler and Villanueva? Because I think I actually forgot about this. They both bring the knowledge of the AFC North football, and we've heard about this time and time again. People don't realize how physical this division is. Both of them know about it. Zeitler, a former Brown, Villanueva, a former Steeler. Like that can save us some mistakes and save us some sacks. Because your first game, you might get blown up, and there's a sack. But that is a key point. I actually keep forgetting about. They both play in this division.
Yeah, that is a very good point. Shout out to our mod K-Dog as well. Let's see. We have Kimberly Harmon in the house. Says can't wait until the preseason in August, and I'm excited to watch it on TV. Go Ravens, gang gang. #Rain Gang. Thank you, Kimberly, for joining the stream tonight. Tough Puppy chimes in, says, what are your expectations from Rashad Bateman? I think he hits 1K and helps us a lot. So actually, we put this on our Instagram the other day. Rashad Bateman, what are your expectations for Rashad Bateman? How many receiving yards do you think he'll get in his rookie season? Me personally, I'm banking around like 650 to 720, somewhere around there. But what do you think, Alex?
I believe more than 600 because he's not going to be our number 1 or 2 starting the season off. Maybe ending it.
And see, if you're not a 1 or 2 on an already run-heavy offense, then...
Like, if it's the Chiefs, even if you're the third receiver on the Chiefs, I don't think you hit 1K.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say 600 is like 750.
Yeah. I think 750 is fair. I think 750, maybe even 800 is fair. It really just depends on what he can do after the catch, After the catch, can he break free? Does he have? We'll really see like how much wiggle he really has. Can he get loose and can he like break off big runs and get those big splash plays? Because a 75-yard touchdown or like an 80-yard touchdown or something like that. That is a big chunk of a 800-yard season. That's 10%.
Like
right
Hollywood
there.
in week 1.
Yeah.
2 years back. We cannot expect him to do what Hollywood did in his rookie season.
No.
And I think the good thing for Bateman is like he doesn't have these expectations where he like has to fix our offense. We have Watkins, we have Hollywood, so he can just kind of sit back and get 3 to 4 catches his first game, maybe 50, 60 yards. And I think I'd be happy with that. 4 catches, 60 yards, 65 yards, and maybe a touchdown if we're lucky. But let's just just keep it low with Bateman. Next year and the year after, then we can start talking about 1K.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Moving on to our next question here. It comes from Chris Reed. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining the stream tonight. And your question says, what do you guys want to do about the interior D-line? I think we should call Washington and see about one of their young interior D linemen. What do you guys think?
There are a lot of free agents left. I know Jarrell Casey's available. Geno Atkins is available. And somebody else. We could sign somebody cheap, like defensive on the D-line. I'd be cool with that. Like a vet minimum deal. I'd be perfectly fine. And I don't think trading right now, maybe a midseason trade if anything, but I don't think right now.
Speaking of interior D-line, let's not forget about Justin Madubuike, guys. Listen, I'm telling you guys, he's gonna. I think I said it a couple weeks ago.
He's been telling you.
He might get 3-4 sacks this season. I'm predicting 4 sacks for Madubuike.
He could get 5. He's quick for a D lineman. I think people don't realize
quick
that.
And relentless as well. Like he does not give up on plays, which I love about him. So yeah. We'll take a couple more questions from you guys here tonight. Let's see. Jason Ridley in the building says I joined in earlier and now I'm back. Thank you for joining the live
Welcome
stream,
back,
Jason.
bro.
We
Welcome back.
appreciate you. Welcome back. Juan Gotti says y'all don't like Broderick Washington?
We do. I
We just
just
don't
don't
know about
know.
it.
I don't know what's going on with like his whole like case he
Right.
picked up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that got thrown out. And he's with that case, he's already on the Harbaugh hot seat. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he gets cut at this point.
Yeah. Let's see. Cam Neal chimes in and says Geno Atkins would help Madubuike if we wanted to create a 4-man rush and let the edges contain.
AFC North experience too. Come on, Gino. I would take him in a heartbeat. Right,
I
right.
definitely would, for sure. Agreed.
Especially with the Browns having Hunt and Chubb. I mean, Mixon's coming back for the Bengals. Najee now with the Steelers. What's up?
Yeah, man. All right, so I think we will take one or two more questions here. I think I saw one a little bit earlier in here. So Juan Gotti says, "Who is our best pass rusher currently?" I like Justin Madubuike. Our best pass rusher currently, I mean, by like super default, you'd have to say who, like Pernell McPhee, because we don't have Judon, we don't have Ngakoue.
Yeah. You could.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Cam Neal says you would leave Odafe one-on-one with someone and his speed will win.
He had 7 sacks last year. He had 7 sacks. Yeah, I could take Calais.
He had 7 sacks last season?
He had 3 in one game against the Eagles.
Oh, he did go off that game. I forgot.
Yeah.
7. So he led the team in sacks.
Yes, he did.
Wow. Calais Campbell, man, still doing it. Still doing it.
Wonder.
Yeah, big shout out to him. But all right. I think that is going to go ahead and do it for us tonight here. I don't see any more questions rolling through. But we appreciate you guys so much for participating in the Rain Gang Q&A and for coming out to the stream tonight. Make sure you guys like the video. Like the video.
We are 4 weeks away from the first preseason game. It's like when I tell you it's slow season, I am. You know that meme of like trying to like get more juice out, like the
that's what we're doing. One.
Yeah, like we're just trying to get something out. It's hard right now. It's terrible. So we're so close to getting some more content. We need let's just get a signing. Let's get some games. I can't wait at this point. It's too long.
Training camp is soon.
Yes. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's all on the horizon, guys. We don't have too much more suffering to do without football. Basketball is just wrapping up. The NBA Finals is actually going on right now, like as we speak. I think the game should be starting soon, Game 2. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. Still got the Suns winning.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. But thank you guys for coming out to episode 61 of the Purple Rain podcast. Just some housekeeping things before we get out of here. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at SuttonDef. And you can find my guy Alex at SimplyAS10 on Twitter and at simplyas10.prod on Instagram. Make sure you guys give us a follow as well on both platforms. You know, we like to talk with you guys, have conversations with you guys as well. So big shout out to all you guys for joining the stream. And like Mod K-Dog says here, like the video. And with that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you for coming through to the 61st installment of the Purple Rain podcast. Like the video, subscribe, follow on Instagram, all that good stuff. And as always, stay positive, test negative.
And do not forget to call God. We're going to